Well, he defended his dissertation and will be receiving, he will be honored, he will be bestowed the title of PhD in educational leadership. He has been coming to us for a couple of months now, talking to my classes, because he is such a dynamic presenter, and he has so much to offer, guys. I hope that you please will close your laptops and listen, be present, be in and out. You don't know what you might hear that might resonate with you, that you might find value, that you can put in your toolbox. Derrick always has a word. He always has something to say, and I've heard this seminar, the speech, this presentation probably about 3 times now. But every time I hear it, I hear something different. And it's always something that I can use, even at my stage, always something that's useful to me. And so I'm going to let him do his own introduction, because I can't remember all of Ayana's daddies. What's your baby name?
Ayana.
Oh, see, I got it. Ayana's daddy. So he does his own thing, and he does it well. So Dr. Standifer, are you going to lead the...
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Right.
We're gonna rock today.
Okay. All right. Let's go.
Before I get started, you know, I want to bring the energy of the room up. Can y'all give it up for Dr. Randolph for bringing us together today? And can y'all keep that love going for yourselves? Y'all ain't got to be, you know, y'all ain't have to show up to class, but y'all did it, and we appreciate it. My name is Dr. Derrick Standifer. It feels weird saying that now, but yeah, I just defended my dissertation last week and earned those credentials. It's an honor. Dr. Randolph, thank you for using me. I appreciate it. I'm a proud believer in serving. FAMU has given a lot to me, and it's an honor to serve. So what I do, I teach people how to...
Tell them what your dissertation is.
So my dissertation, the topic of my dissertation was, I defended that, I said, yeah, behind me. But I did the Robert Hungerford School in Eatonville, Florida. Anybody familiar with Eatonville, Florida, near Orlando? So Eatonville was the first black town in the country. I wrote my dissertation on that school. They founded the school, the Robert Hungerford School. It closed in 2009. It was founded in 1899. So I did my research on the Hungerford School, the leadership contributions of Russell and Mary Calhoun. They were the founders. All right, cool. So welcome, good man. Welcome.
Hello.
Thank you for your energy. So what I do is I teach people how to solve the twists and turns of life by teaching them how to solve the twists and turns of the Rubik's Cube. So it's 5 steps to solving the Rubik's Cube. It's 5 steps to solving life. And this is going to be interactive, so I need some crowd participation. So I'm going to give you little cues or whatnot. So just join in on me with some energy and some conviction. I appreciate that. So the first step of solving the Rubik's Cube, the first step of solving life is to believe. Can I get everybody to say believe? Believe. That's what's up. That's what's up. So before you can accomplish anything in this thing called life, you got to have confidence. You got to believe. You know, there's an African proverb. African proverb that says a person who say they can and a person who say they can't are both usually right. Y'all know Michael Jordan said we miss 100% of the shots that we do not take. We got to have confidence. We got to have faith. We got to have belief. By show of hands, how many people know somebody who got God-given talents? They can change the world with their skill set, but they don't have confidence in themselves. Y'all know somebody like that? Y'all, this is a rhetorical question. How many people in this room got God-given gifts, God-given talents, but they don't believe in themselves? Y'all, for so long, I just earned my PhD. I had no clue that it was possible for me to earn a PhD. I grew up in Atlanta, Georgia. My parents, you know, my mama, she was a single mama. She took care of 3 boys. She worked 12-hour shifts 5 days a week to take care of us. And she didn't graduate from high school. I'm the first person in my family to graduate from high school. So I never could perceive the fact that I could earn a PhD. You know, doctor. I grew up in Atlanta. The only doctor that I knew growing up was Dr. Dre. Then I came to FAMU and I see all these Dr. Jacksons and Dr. Randolphs and Dr. Ellises and Dr. Abazinga. Like all these people, I seen all these doctors and it made it common for me. Like they gave me the belief that I could make it possible. And I know one of the things about solving the Rubik's Cube, a lot of times people pick up the Rubik's Cube and they claim I can't solve it, it's too hard. Y'all know people like that who pick up the Rubik's Cube and say I can't solve this, it's too hard. Y'all know, like I said, you gotta shoot your shot. You gotta believe, you gotta have faith, you gotta have confidence. So after you believe in yourself, after you develop that faith, right, step number 2 is solving your Rubik's Cube. Step number 2 is solving your life is to solve your cross. Can I get everybody in here to please say solve your cross? Now solving your cross means to identify your why, your reasons. Y'all, what motivates you? What inspires you to be a better version of yourself, y'all? Sometimes, people are willing to do things for other people that they would not do for themselves. For instance, one of my wives, I'm a proud father of 2 beautifully troublemaking babies, Ayana and Derrick Jr. Y'all, they my why. They my reasons, y'all. They give me inspiration unlike anything. When I look at my kids in their eyes, it gives me motivation to keep trying, y'all. I'm a full-time single father of 2 beautifully troublemaking babies with a full-time job, and I just completed a PhD program. A PhD program by itself is difficult. It's arduous. It's an arduous task. Doing a PhD program with a full-time job is, they don't recommend that you do that. Doing it with a full-time job, and then you're a full-time single father of 2 kids, that's a daunting task. And it's one of those things was like, wow. It's one of those things where I had to push beyond what I thought was possible for me. And I almost wanted to quit. People actually gave me, Derrick, you taking care of them babies, you might want to put that PhD program to the side and take care of them babies. But I told myself, if I quit, then my kids got permission to quit. Ayana looking up to me. I got a 7-year-old. She's smart mouth too. She's slit mouth. Daddy, you quit. I can quit. I can't let that be the reason. You understand? People are willing to do things. They got different drives from other people that they couldn't derive from themselves. My kids, they following in my footsteps. I don't want them to get to arduous tasks, to difficult tasks, and say I can quit. I can throw in the towel because it's too hard. I want them to push through it. Y'all know the when you go through the trials and tribulations, y'all. You go through the trials and tribulations, you pass your finish mark, he gives you a different level of accomplishment, right? My parents, they're another wild. My mama, she died a week before my 26th birthday. I think it's cruel and unusual punishment for anybody to lose their parents at a young age. My mama, she was my beacon of light. That's your first teacher. She died from stage 4 ovarian cancer. Now, right before I turned 26 years old. She worked 5 days a week, 12 hours a day to take care of 3 boys, and we never appreciated her efforts until we had kids of our own. And then, now that she passed, all I want to do is make her proud. That's the only thing I want to do is make my mama proud. She looking down on me, and I'm like, Mama, you ain't graduated from high school, so to see your investments, she spoke life into me, but to see her investments in me, I wanted to take it to another level. I wanted to take it further than what was ever possible for the Standifer generation. She looking down on me, so you gotta have different whys, different reasons. Sometimes our whys petty. I grew up in Atlanta, and I got crooked teeth. And when you grow up in Atlanta with crooked teeth, that's not a good combination. People talk about me every day. York mouth, gangster grill, Derrick, your teeth so crooked, they look like project windows. Some up, some down. But y'all heard, yeah, damn, that's what I used to say. Y'all, but y'all know the mantra, let your haters be your motivators. Frank Sinatra, he says that the greatest revenge is massive success. So I told myself, these people that talk about me, I'm gonna use it to develop this rhino tough skin, but I'm also gonna use it as fuel and as energy and as motivation to accomplish my goals, dreams, and aspirations. Y'all see the cross resembles a plus sign. The plus sign gonna keep you charged up in this journey called life. You're gonna experience the highest of highs, you're gonna experience the lowest of lows, and when your battery get drained, you're gonna need something to keep you charged up. Y'all let your why be your reason to charge you up. When I look at my kids, that's fuel for me. When I think about the investments of my parents, y'all, that's fuel for me, it's energy for me, it's motivation. When I'm tired, to go. When I want to throw in the towel, to not quit. So we gotta have our why. After we believe in ourselves, after we develop our why, y'all, step number 3 is solving your Rubik's Cube. Step number 3 of solving your life is to fill in your corners. Now, filling in your corners means to immerse yourself in an environment that's conducive to your growth and your prosperity. Y'all, we're an average of the people that we surround ourselves with. That's why I'm a strong believer in having quality people in my circle, only quality people. Y'all, OQP, only quality people can be in my circle. Everybody who I call a friend is smarter than me. A lot of times, we like to have people in our circle who not smarter than us. It feeds our ego to be the smartest one in our circle, but it steals away from your future. Now, that's a quote that I love, Dr. Dennis Kimbrough. He says that if you look in your circle, of friends, and if they don't inspire you, if they don't motivate you, you don't have a circle. Instead, you got a cage. If your circle of friends don't inspire you, you need to get out that cage. You got to find people in your circle who make you better by default. Every last one of my friends is smarter than me. Every time I talk to them, I'm learning new insight. I'm gaining new wisdom. Y'all, right now, we just got out of COVID. If you get into the vicinity of somebody who got COVID, chances are you can get sick. That's why we practicing 6 feet of separation, right? But the same principles that work for COVID work for success. If you want to be successful, you got to get you some successful friends. If you want to be rich, you need to associate yourself with people who know how to make money, right? That makes sense, right? As a former teacher, I was a teacher. I used to tell my students all the time, if you want to make straight A's, you need to make friends with kids who make straight A's. So what I started to do in my undergrad career at FAMU, I was like, what can I do to become successful at FAMU? I noticed that all the kids that was sitting on the front row was making straight A's in all their classes. So I decided to start sitting on the front row. You don't have to be smart to sit on the front row of your classes, but I noticed on the front row is less distractions. You got direct access to the professor. The professor see your face, know your face. You're not texting on the front row. You're not texting on the front row in the classroom. The professor can see you. In the back, you probably texting. Smaller differences. You know, I started going to my professor's office early and often. You know, a lot of times we don't go to our professor's office until the end of the semester. Graduation next week. Professor, I got a 29. What can I do to raise this 29 up to an 80? I got to pass this class. That's usually how we operate. But I promise you, y'all, you get a little extra support if you go to the professor's office early and often and let them know your faces. All the opportunities that they got to offer, they're gonna give it to you because they see you often. They know you. They see that you're serious about your career. Y'all, in addition to surrounding ourselves with positive people, y'all, we gotta immerse ourselves in a positive environment by listening to motivational speeches on a daily basis. Y'all, there's a quote that I love by Zig Ziglar. He says that you are what you are and you are where you are because of what you allow to go into your mind. And if you want to change what you are, if you want to change where you are, you got to change what you allow to go into your mind. You know, all the time, y'all familiar, you know, y'all go to church on Sundays. You go to church on Sunday, the preacher, he preaching this amazing message. And you're like, how the preacher get this message crafted to me? This message applied directly to my life. Y'all ever felt that experience? You went to church, the preacher talking to you, talking to your soul. On Monday, the message don't wear off. Tuesday, it don't wear off some more. On Wednesday, the message is gone and out the window. You ain't thinking about what the preacher said on Sunday. Y'all, we got to make it a daily habit to immerse ourselves in a positive environment. Y'all believe in taking baths every day? Raise your hand if you believe in taking a bath every day. Some of y'all hands ain't up. But if you believe in taking a bath on a consistent basis, y'all, we got to sit here and cleanse our mind and cleanse our spirit on a daily basis, y'all. I'm African American. Every time I turn on the news, somebody who look like me is shot or murdered or thrown in jail or there's a war going on. It's negative. It's draining to me. I got to turn it off. So instead of watching the negative news, I listen to motivational messages on a daily basis. I listen to Les Brown and Zig Ziglar and Jim Rohn and Eric Thomas. Y'all got a life hack. In the morning, that's the prime time in the morning, I no longer refer to my alarm clock as an alarm clock. You know, if an alarm went off right now, everybody would run out this room in a panic. I refer to my alarm clock as an opportunity clock. I can wake up, I can hear my opportunity clock. That means I got an opportunity to get up and chase my goals, dreams, and aspirations. Those small little nuances, small little changes can change the whole trajectory of your life. So I immerse myself in positive environments. Y'all, the diet is not just what you physically eat. It's what you put in your mind. It's what you put in your spirit. You got to sit here and make sure your mind is exposed to positive images and motivational messages on a daily basis to offset the negativity in the world. After you fill in your corners, y'all see we got a whole side of the Rubik's Cube solved. That's a solid foundation. That brings us to step number 4. Step number 4 is solving your Rubik's Cube. Step number 4 of solving life is to take it to the next level. Now I know it's not a lot of people in here, but can I get everybody with power and conviction to say take it to the next level? Take it to the next level. Now taking it to the next level means to continue to get growth, to continue to get better. We got to make it a mission, y'all. There's no such thing as perfect. I like to think of myself as a human becoming. Not a human being, but a human becoming, because I can always become a better version of myself. It's no excuse for not getting better, for not taking it to the next level, y'all. We in a college town right now, right? We in a college town. Y'all, if you want to get better, they got these things called books. They put wisdom in these things called books. All you got to do is pick up the books and read them. Raise your hand if you want to be great, if you want to be successful at what you want to do. If you want to be successful, y'all, they got people who written books that show you how to become successful at what you want to do. All you got to do is pick up the books and read their story. They outline a blueprint for you and they put it in a book. Now you got to do is follow the steps that they done outline for you. And it was crazy, right? We in 2022. If you don't like reading books, y'all, that's okay. You ain't got to read books in 2022. They got something called YouTube. They got something on YouTube. Raise your hand if you don't learn how to do something on YouTube before. But you can learn how to do anything on YouTube University. Just type in, learn how to change my car oil. Learn how to study. Whatever it is you want to learn how to do. If you want to own a business, they got millions of videos on YouTube right now on how to start a business. They got high energy people, they got low energy people, they got women, they got men, they got black women, it's whatever your specific target is, they got it on YouTube. There's no excuse. Let's say you need some a little bit more attention. You need some coaching. You can hire a coach. You got assistants, you got professors who are willing to stay after school and give you their time, energy, and their commitment by teaching you after school, y'all. There's no reason for not getting better. No reason for not getting better, y'all. We can always become a better version of ourselves, y'all. We can always get better and become a better version of ourselves. Y'all see the second row of the Rubik's Cube solved. We're two-thirds of the way with solving our Rubik's Cube. fifth and the final step of the solving the Rubik's Cube. After you believe in yourself, after you solve your cross, after you fill in your corners, and after you take it to the next level, the fifth and the final step of solving your Rubik's Cube, the fifth and the final step of solving your life is to see the bigger picture. Can I get everybody to please say, see the bigger picture? See the bigger picture. Now, seeing the bigger picture, y'all, that means to keep your commitment to your commitments. When you set a goal, you got to finish your goal until it comes true, until you make it come to fruition. Seeing the bigger picture means to keep your commitment to your commitments. Y'all, that was not my journey. I came to FAMU in 2009. 2011, I flunked out at FAMU. As a matter of fact, I transferred to Georgia State University in Atlanta, and I got the lowest GPA in Georgia State history. I got a 0.0 GPA at Georgia State right now. If Dr. Randolph would have known that, she probably wouldn't allow me to come speak to y'all classroom. She would have known those credentials about myself, right? But I heard some words by Les Brown. Les Brown said that just because you fail, it does not mean that you are a failure. You can always bounce back from your trials and your tribulations. I was waiting tables. Y'all familiar with Kanye West? Not Ye, the old Kanye West. He had this album called College Dropout. On the album, he had this song called School Spirit. The song said, this brother graduated at the top of our class, and I went to cheesecake, and he was waiting tables though. That was me. Y'all, I graduated from high school. I had all these accolades. SGA president, most likely, all these accolades. And I was a flunk out at 2 universities waiting tables. That was embarrassing for me. It was people who I was mentoring. They was graduating from college, and I just felt low. I was depressed and sad. Y'all, but I decided to use those words by Les Brown. Just because you fail, it does not mean that you are a failure. I went back to school. Went back to finish what I started. I had to keep my commitments. I came to FAMU in 2013. Blessed and fortunate, highly favored, I earned my bachelor's degree. I came back to FAMU again. I started implementing those principles. I was sitting on the front row in every class. I was going to my professor's office. I was making friends with people who were smarter than me. And then y'all, I increased my GPA. And then I went to a master's program. I had a 4.0 GPA in my master's program. Just by associating myself with positive people smarter than me, sitting on the front row and talking to my professor's office. I wasn't no smarter. I just changed little small things that I did that helped jump my GPA up, right? And then blessed and fortunate, highly favored. May 17, 2022, I successfully defended my dissertation. I'm saying that, y'all, not to brag, but to let you know that just because you fail, it does not mean that you are a failure. You can always bounce back from your trials and your tribulations. And you're going to experience the highs of highs and the lowest of lows. The highs of highs and the lowest of lows. Y'all, my mama, she died in 2016, a week before my 26th birthday. My beacon of light gone. The man that raised me, Coach Hill, he caught ovarian cancer. He passed away 3 years ago. I'm like, damn, you know, God, like, God, I feel like God had a magnifying glass and just targeting me. Then I realized, y'all, God get the heaviest burdens to the strongest soldiers. And everybody is given a test. And it's your duty to turn your test into a testimony. Because there's somebody out here, somebody inspired by your journey right now, somebody out there looking up to you and saying, if you can do it, I can do it. They're looking at your journey and seeing where you come from, saying, if you can do it, I can do it. Y'all, I'm a full-time single father of 2 beautifully troublemaking babies after enduring a nasty, ugly, vicious divorce. Y'all know, you usually don't see men with their kids. And men, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's a little bit more difficult for a man to have a kid. God, leave my babies be. Woo, woo. But they my why. They give me a different level of drive. They give me a different level of, I got y'all. Y'all good. I'm gonna take care of y'all. I'm gonna make sure y'all situated, make sure y'all good. You're gonna develop some trials and tribulations. But y'all, if you solve the twists and turns of your life, you can push through and you can solve the twists and turns of your Rubik's Cube. Y'all, there's a bonus step to solving the Rubik's Cube though. Y'all ever seen somebody try to solve a Rubik's Cube by taking the stickers off? Yeah, if you take the stickers off the Rubik's Cube, y'all, all you do is end up with a ruined Rubik's Cube. All you do is mess it up. The metaphor in life, if you try to take the shortcuts in life and try to take the stickers off life, all you do is end up with a ruined life. Number one, you gotta follow these steps I just outlined. One, you gotta believe in yourself. You gotta have confidence. You gotta have confidence. I can take a student right now with straight A's, and if they don't have confidence, I'm gonna show you somebody who's gonna fail every single time. But if you show me somebody who they academically challenged, but they got confidence, y'all, I can work with that. I can work with somebody with confidence. But if you don't have no confidence, there's nothing I can do with you. You don't believe in yourself. You're sitting on the sideline for lack of belief. Number 2, you gotta know your why. Know who you're doing this for. Y'all familiar with Mike Tyson? Y'all know who Mike Tyson is, right? One of the greatest boxers to ever live. Mike Tyson got into the ring with this scrub boxer by the name of Buster Douglas. Y'all familiar with this story? Buster Douglas had no business being in the ring with Mike Tyson, but Mike Tyson didn't realize that Buster Douglas' mama died a week before Buster Douglas got into the ring. And on her deathbed, she told her son that you're gonna beat Mike Tyson in this fight. By showing hands, if your mama on her deathbed and she make a prognostication on your life, how many people gonna make it their God-given mission to make it happen? Buster Douglas got into the ring with a different why. He knocked out Mike Tyson. Never been happy. Mike Tyson ain't never get knocked out before. Buster Douglas has had a different why. Jumped into the ring with his mama's words, his mama's affirmations. Y'all gotta know y'all why. My mama looking down on me. My kids looking up to me. So many people talked about me so bad when I was in school. I was like, all right, cool. Y'all gonna regret talking about me. Y'all gonna be bragging that y'all knew me, that y'all grew up in school with me. Let your haters be your motivators. Let your haters fuel you. When people tell me that I can't do something, especially, you know, bro, a lot of people was like, bro, you need to put that PhD to the side. You got them kids, you need to make sure them babies is good. And no shade, I appreciate the support, but no, that's your journey. Them your limitations. Don't put your limitations on me. I got a different why. I got a different why, a different drive for me. Number 3, you got to immerse yourself in a positive environment. Y'all, we here on the college campus. Your main mission here is to graduate. So you need to associate with yourself with people who gonna graduate. I didn't associate myself with people who was graduating. Everybody who was my friends, they was doing anti-academic stuff. Anti-academic stuff. So as a result, I was doing anti-academic stuff. And it made my journey a little bit more difficult, but I'm a big believer. When you hit rock bottom, it's a strong foundation to build upon. You gotta have positive people in your circle. When I came back, everybody, if you wanted to be my friend, you needed to be studying. That's the only way we're gonna be friends. You had to be in the library studying with me. I just had to change some things. I came here to graduate. I didn't come here to make friends. I didn't come here to get a boo thing. I came here to graduate. So I decided to put myself in a predicament by associating with people who was graduating. I started to change my mindset. Y'all, sometimes we got to renew our mind. The easiest way to renew your mind, I promise you, if you listen to motivational speeches on a daily basis, something gonna click. Something gonna click, y'all. Y'all, you are what you are and you are where you are because of what you allow to go into your mind. We got to change our belief systems about ourselves. I listen to motivational speeches on a daily basis, and now it's giving me a confidence, a new renewed mind, a new confidence level that I never thought was possible for me. My mama didn't graduate from high school. Y'all, I grew up poor. When you grow up poor, you can't comprehend a world outside of what you come up from, right? Until you start changing your mindset. So that's what I did. Step 4, you got to get better. There's no such thing as perfection. As soon as you get your bachelor's degree, go get another degree. Learn some new skills. Learn some new skill sets. Like, never get to a point where you kick your feet up and you feel like you've made it and you good. That's the easiest way to get content. You know, I think God gave everybody some gifts and some skill sets and some talents, and it's our duty to get better in our skill sets, to continuously making progress so we can serve mankind and womankind. That's the only way you're gonna be successful, by giving other people your gift, giving other people your talent. And step 5, y'all, we gotta keep our commitments. When you set a goal, you gotta see the goal through until it come complete. A lot of times people quit. People throw in the towel. A lot of times people quit right before they hit the finish line. Right before they hit the finish line, people quit and they throw in the towel and they never know what is possible for them. Don't quit, y'all. Don't quit. Y'all, thank y'all for allowing me to share time, space, and energy with y'all. It's been a beautiful honor. My name is Derrick. My name is Dr. Derrick Standifer, aka Ayana's daddy, aka Derrick Jr.'s papa, aka my mama's son. So what I'm gonna do, y'all, I'm gonna open up the floor for questions. And I've been at FAMU since 2009. I know the ins and outs. I kind of can give some tips. Y'all have any questions about anything that I said today, anything that can apply to your life, please ask them. I got you. If you have some comments or some questions, I got you. Don't be scared. Don't be shy.
When it comes to forming your dissertation for your doctorate.
You said, what was the question?
When it comes to forming your dissertation to your doctorate, like what all goes into trying to do. I know you got to research as well, but what steps did you actually take to complete that test?
What's your name, King?
My name is Elgin.
Elgin?
Yes.
That's a beautiful question, Elgin. So check this out. In order to get to the finish line, one, you got to start with a seed. You got to start with a seed. You got to start with an idea, a question, something that you want to study, and it need to be new information. So initially my topic was Eatonville, Florida. Ironically, what's crazy, nobody's written stuff on Eatonville, Florida. Eatonville, the first black town in the country. Nobody, like, a lot of people don't even know it. So I decided to study Eatonville, Florida. And then when I did the education leadership program, I said I need to focus on education, so I'm gonna focus on the school. So I did my research. You need to do a lit review. Once you get the topic, you need to do a lit review, a literature review, and figure out what's all out there. Because somebody might have already done your study already. Somebody done your study, you can't do it again. You gotta find something new that nobody's done. So a topic that's new to the field of research, nobody's done it. You do your lit review, make sure that nobody's done it. Then you just start doing archival research for it, finding out the primary sources. I was finding land deeds on Eatonville. I was finding annual school reports, newspaper articles, letters to friends of the schools. So you start to find as much information as possible. And once you gather all the information that you can find, I was getting information from library depositories all across the country. Like, you know, we had this thing called Interlibrary Loan, and you can get resources from all over the country. I was getting stuff from Yale, from Texas, from New York Public Library. Once I got all the information, I read it all, then I synthesized the information, then I wrote the narrative. So it's really a research paper. It's really, if you know how to write a research paper, it's a more detailed research paper. But you can't use, you can't just focus on books and stuff like that. You need to get primary sources, the letters, the school reports, newspapers, documents. Well, mine is a historical case study. Yours probably won't be, you know, something that was invented in 1887. So you need to get to the source, to the root, the original people who wrote the original documents, original eyewitness accounts to tell your narrative. And then, you know, compose the narrative. My dissertation is like 135 pages. 135 pages. You know, you can do that. You can knock it out. That ain't easy. I mean, that ain't hard. If you do a page a day, it don't take you 135 days to write it. So, yeah. Shit, like, that's 135 pages though. Yeah, one thing that I learned that success is about, it's not the graduation. You know, I graduated July 29th, but the graduation is the celebration of the success. The success is when you show up every day and you write your paper. You write every day. If you write a page a day ain't a lot, right? A page a day ain't a lot. A lot of times people, you know, we like to entertain ourselves more than we like to educate ourselves. I read this article, y'all can Google it all, right? People spend 11 hours a day scrolling on social media. From the time they wake up to the time they go to sleep, people spend 11 hours a day scrolling on social media. You mean to tell me you can't take an hour away to write one page? One page, just one page. Yeah, it's a great question, King. I hope I gave you a thorough answer.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up, good man? I like your nails. You just trying to show off your nails. What's up?
Did you have a mentor, and if yes, how impactful would you say it was on your journey?
Oh, you need a mentor. You need a war mentor. You need a mentor and you need war mentors. I'm a big believer in being a copycat, as long as I find the right cat to copy. You understand what I just said? So mentors, they show you, they leave breadcrumbs behind. So this is how I did it. If you do it how I did it, you can get to where I got to. That's what mentors do. That's what war mentors do. So I started to find people who had PhDs, and I'm like, tell me what you did to get there. And once they told me what they did, all I got to do is do exactly what you just did. They break it, they break it down, they make it real simple. Another benefit of having a mentor is when you feel like throwing in the towel, they can relate. Mentors, your mentors, people, everybody who did a PhD, did you feel like quitting your PhD program?
Oh my God, yes.
Everybody felt like quitting that PhD program. There's nothing like everybody gets to a point where it's like, I can't do this. It's too much going on. I cannot fathom what's going on. So once I heard that, it was like, okay, cool. Since you did it, I can push through it. So they give you relatability. They show you that it's supposed to be hard. And for me, the PhD program was hard, but the hardest part was balancing life outside the PhD program. That's when everything, I was in custody battles my entire PhD program over my kids. Like, bro, why I gotta do this right now? Oh my goodness. You know, it was the outside life that was, so mentors help you navigate it. They help you stay focused on that, on the goal. You know, the goal, I know things happen, people die. You experience COVID, you know, but mentors keep you focused, they keep you, they give you motivation. One thing about having a mentor is you want to make your mentor proud. And when you want to make somebody proud, you do a little extra when you want to make them proud. You know, I wanted to make my mama proud. I wanted to make my mentors proud. And I love the feeling that I get when they're proud of me. So it gives me a little extra drive. And they show you the way. They give you some tips, some resources. They give you some support systems on how to get there. And yeah, so some tips on finding mentors. Just go out there and really just ask for them. You ask some people, hey, my name is such, like, what do you want to do? You need to talk to physical therapists. Go out there, talk to some PTs and be like, listen, my name is such, what's your name? Taisha. My name is Taisha. I want to be a physical therapist. Show me the ropes. What can I do to get to where you are? And you'll be surprised how many people will say yes. Then, but it's your job as the mentee to not waste their time. You get you a mentor. If a mentor telling you to do X, Y, and Z, and you do it, they want to support you. People want to support people. It's like y'all see somebody in the car, their car break down, and they get out and they push in their car. You see all these strangers, these random strangers down. They ain't got nothing to do with this person. They come help push the car. That's kind of how mentors is. If you get out and you push your own car, people want to help you. But if you lazy, you wasting your mentor's time. Mentor ain't got time for you. So you want to take advantage of the mentor. Do what they tell you to do. Follow their resources. Treat them to lunch. Be a big doer on writing thank you cards. Ooh, I can't tell you how many times I put in a thank you card in the mail, and you know, put me on a different path. You know, every time you go to the mail, you get bills. But if you put a thank you card in the mail, Mother's Day card, Father's Day card, people appreciate those small little stuff, and they, you know, they look out for you when you do those small little stuff like that. So, yeah, great question, great question. Y'all, I ain't saying I got the sauce. I'm saying I know a little bit. So I encourage everybody to, you know, answer questions. I promise you, I probably can give you some wisdom, some guidance, something that can help you get to where you want to get to.
Dr. Standifer, can you share with the class how you find your podcast?
So I did a podcast called Solve It Sundays. I interviewed some servants in Tallahassee. It's called Solve It Sundays. It's on YouTube, it's on Facebook. I need to do a better job of promoting it, but it's called Solve It Sundays. If you go to YouTube and type in Solve It Sundays, type in my name, you'll see my podcast. I got to do the social media pull-up thing. If you want to follow what I do, Lilarc, Life is Like a Rubik's Cube on Instagram. It's LILARC. Some of y'all ain't pulling y'all phones out. Y'all LILARC_, and you'll see Lilarc. You'll see my name, whatnot. I appreciate it. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Great question, Dr. Randolph. Great
We
question.
got one more. Now, to share with them how you find your motivational messages that you listen to every day.
Oh, when you go to YouTube, That's on. If y'all got Apple Music, they got motivational speeches all over the place. It's so easy to get access to motivation right now. I go to YouTube and I type in. Sometimes I type in Eric Thomas. I don't know if y'all familiar with E.T., the hip hop motivational speaker. He's one of those loud, boisterous motivational speakers. Sometimes I need high energy. I think he's most effective for athletes. If you're working out in the gym, you get Eric Thomas. Sometimes I look for more practical, more conservative stuff. That's when I get Jim Rohn and Zig Ziglar. These are old white guys with these boring voices. Oh man, their voices, I can't, but they got great messages in their voices. Zig Ziglar, Jim Rohn, Les Brown, Lisa Nichols. You know, they need more women motivational speakers, but Lisa Nichols is a phenomenal motivational speaker out there. And then the two motivational speakers that have surprised me, Steve Harvey and Kevin Hart. You know, when you're a comedian and you can take a motivational message and put some humor in it, it's easy to listen to. It's easy to digest. I love listening to Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey is he's probably one of my favorite motivational speakers out right now. He's very practical. He's very no excuses, get it done by any means necessary. And Kevin Hart, he's the same way. You know, Kevin Hart tell you the story of how he became Kevin Hart through his motivational speeches. And you know, if you want Kevin Hart type success in your field, you want to be a physical therapist. If you want Kevin Hart level type of success, the skills are transferable. He'll tell you this is what I did to become successful in comedy. You can transfer to the medical field. You can transfer to starting a business. The skills are very transferable. So I would make it a mission to put some type of motivational speeches in your life on a daily basis. When you wake up in the morning, get it out the way. While you're brushing your teeth, while you're eating your breakfast, just listen to some motivational speeches. I promise you, when you got somebody in the morning telling you that you can be great, it gives you a fuel to be great. You want to be great. You want to do it. Because a lot of times, I ask y'all the question, how many people want to be successful? But how many people really truly put it in a system, put it in daily habitual habits to be successful on a daily basis? We postpone that. We say, I'll do it tomorrow. But when you really got somebody in your ear telling you that you can be successful, you really want to activate it. Dr. Randolph asked some great questions. What's up, good people? She brought me in here. Y'all better get this sauce while y'all get this work while y'all can. Now I got no question.
Interesting.
Y'all figure out something. I'm pretty sure it's something that I can say to you that can help you get one step closer. Just one step. All we need is the power of one. Just one step. You guys, what's up? Thank you.
When you lost your mom, how did you deal with that grief? How did you get out that home?
Ooh, that's a great question. So when you lose people, I'm pretty sure y'all done lost people, you never get over it. Mama died in 2016. Mother's Day just passed. You know how hard Mother's Day is? My birthday, you know how hard my birthday is? So during those moments, what I do for my birthday is I serve people. I host free Rubik's Cube workshops. I teach kids how to solve Rubik's Cubes on my birthday. That just to me pay homage to my mom. My mom used to feed people Sunday dinners and stuff like that. So that's my way of paying homage to her, honoring her legacy. Two, I turn my pain into power. I noticed that a lot of times when people pass away or we experience trials and tribulations, we like to I'm gonna pause this for a minute. My mama died. Let me refocus and get back together. But I was like, my mama died. She don't want me to quit. She want me to honor her legacy. She want me to turn the pain into power and push through the pain and say, Mama, you the reason you the reason I did this. You know, I could have quit. I could have thrown in the towel, but I was like, my mama didn't graduate from high school. I think it'll do her legacy some great honor if her son went out there and earned a PhD. It was, you know, I just kind of turned it pain into power. I see it a lot. I work in grad studies. I can't tell you how many people come into the office and say, my grandmama died, I need to drop out the program. Your grandma don't want you to quit. Like, your grandma do not want you to quit. That's the last thing. Your grandma probably in her grave right now cussing you out. What you doing quitting for? Your grandma done endured Jim Crow, slavery, all this stuff, and you quitting. Your grandma wants you to push through it. Your grandma wants you to push through it. Y'all, one thing that I learned, one thing that I just came to gripes with, everybody gonna get up out of here. Everybody gonna die. Everybody gonna get up out of here. So like, you know, since knowing the fact that we gonna die, I wanna sit here and I wanna die knowing that I gave everything, all of me. I lived out everything. You know, I ain't down. I didn't die, you know, just being docile. I died, you know, I don't produce books and CDs and speeches, and I want to just keep serving. That's why I tell Dr. Randolph, use me. I want to have a positive impact on as many people as possible before I get up out of here. But that's one of my driving factors. And that's how I honor my mama's legacy. You know, I just kind of use it as fuel. Like she was a beast. So I'm her son. And mama, thank you. You know, thank you, mama, for real. She put the sauce on me, and I wanted to take advantage of it. So turning that pain into power and understanding that, you know, you're gonna have on the anniversary of her death. Ooh, October 13th is hard. So from October 13th to October 21st is a grieving period, and it's okay. Take that time to grieve. Like, you know, mental health. I started going to a therapist. You know, black people, we don't like going to therapists because we think if we go to a therapist, we're crazy. You know, sometimes we just need somebody to talk to. So take advantage of that too. Great question. Big dog, I know you got a question, man. I appreciate your attention, your energies. I know you got something to ask me.
So, when you flunked out, right? You flunked out here first, right?
I flunked out here first.
And when Georgia, you flunked out there?
Flunked out that whole, I got a 0.0 GPA at Georgia State right now. So what I was doing, I was registering for classes, I was getting my net checks, and I was like, I'm done. That was my reparations. That's what I was doing.
You was saying what you meant, like you was worried about partying too much?
Like, all the things that college students do that make them not productive, that's what I was doing. So all the, you know, partying, 420 activities, drink, it was just, you know, I care more about, you know, especially when you're younger, you want to live your life, you want to, you know, YOLO, turn up, all that stuff. And I was like, that's not what I came here to do. I had to kind of refocus and get focused and change my friend sets. And you know, you got people who can party and turn up and then can still be studious students. You got people like that. The people I was hanging out with just wasn't like that. So by default, I wasn't like that. And it made me unfocused. You know, you average the people you surround yourself with. So when I flunked out, I was like, damn, these are people, you know, I'm the reason I flunked out, but I'm also associated with my friends. So I needed to change my circle. I needed to change my friends. So when I came back to FAMU, I started, like I said, the people who were sitting on the front row, those are the people who I became friends with, and they were graduating. And I was like, okay, cool. My GPA started to go up. They was having study sessions. You know, there's a rule of thumb. You're supposed to study 3 hours for every 1 hour that you're in school. So if you take 15 credit hours, you're supposed to be studying 45 hours a week. That's the general rule of thumb. But people don't study 45 hours. Y'all study 45 hours a week. They got too much, you know, don't nobody study 45 hours a week. But if you're not gonna study 45 hours, your number one job here on campus, when you came to FAMU, the number one goal was to graduate, right? So you at least gotta study 20 hours. At least go to the library every day and study something. Write something every day. How many times did y'all let days go by and you don't work on an assignment? You say, I'll just do it tomorrow. Anybody guilty of that? I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. You know, one thing that I finishing the dissertation, I had to stop having 0 days. I had to stop having days where I don't do nothing. At least write a paragraph. If I ain't gonna do nothing a day, write a paragraph. Paragraphs, you open it up, you can type a paragraph in 5 minutes. But it's better than having a day go by where you don't do nothing. Then next thing you know, a week done went by, you ain't do nothing. Next thing you know, this assignment due tomorrow, and I gotta hurry up and figure out how to do it. Y'all done had assignment due at 11:59. You started on it at 10:59. Y'all done did stuff. I know y'all, because I done did it. And we in the library scratching out, trying to, then the internet connection go out. You're like, oh my God, professor, the connection won't, you feel me? You should have been did it though. You should have been did it. You feel me? Because, you know, Murphy's Law happened. When you do stuff last minute, Murphy's Law, your internet go out. You plug in your computer, your charger don't work. The storm, oh man, Wi-Fi, golly. And one thing, I tell people this, y'all know, when you register for classes, y'all know the first 2 weeks of classes is like, you don't have no assignments due. Teacher just kind of getting you acclimated. Let me, yeah, it might not be y'all experience, but it's easier than in the middle of the semester when you got midterms and stuff like that. In the beginning of the semester, I started doing my last assignment first. So I would work on my final assignment in the beginning of the semester. So like, I got my syllabus, just the last assignment. I started working on it early. So by the time it was due, I wasn't, you know, everybody else was scratching. I was just kind of asking the professor for, you know, for cleanup issues. How to clean this up? How can I make this better? So I just started, you know, my last assignment first, and then, you know, complete the schedule like that. I started using to-do lists. I started writing a to-do list. If you write a to-do list, how many people use to-do lists? You use to-do lists? When you check something off, don't you get like a rush of like, oh man, completion? Yes. You get like a feeling of like a dopamine rush. So I write a to-do list and I put due dates by my to-do list, and when I check it off, it gives me a sense of accomplishment, and I want to go knock something else off the to-do list. So I utilizing to-do lists. It's an amazing way to be productive. Also, you got to set goals. You got to know what you want. Like, you know, writing your goals out, but putting it on the vision board. I put Dr. Derrick Standifer on the vision board, so I can and I put it in my bathroom. I see my bathroom every day, and it gives me, you know, I see it. I know the main goal is today, so I can stay focused. Anything come in, that's not the main goal. The main goal is graduating. Whatever come my way, the main goal is to finish this dissertation. That was the main goal. Great question. What's up, good man?
You said that you were listening to like motivational speeches and podcasts and stuff now currently, but when you came back to them, is that something you were doing, or were you in like programs?
That's when I started. When I used to go in the library, I promise on everything. I used to go in the library, I put my headphones in, and I would listen to motivational speeches from the time I got into the library, from the time I got out the library. Like, I said, let me brainwash myself. Like, let me go through a period of brainwashing. You feel me? You know, if you in an environment and somebody telling you that you ain't never gonna be nothing in life, you just like such and such, you start to believe those, you start to inherit those beliefs. You know, like it transfers to you. So I was like, let me brainwash myself for success. Let me put on motivational speeches and just zone out and just play motivational speeches every single day, all day, so I can brainwash myself towards success. And then two, when I would go to the library, I would leave my phone at home. So I just use the computer. You know, everybody, how many times y'all done checked your phone today since I've been talking? You know, during the class, you just check your phone, Instagram notifications come through, you just check it just to see who it is. But it slows the momentum. It slows the momentum. But if you can put your phone at home and just an hour, just go in for an hour, you ain't got no distractions. You can get a lot more done in an hour without your phone than you can get done all day with your phone. Just zoning in on it. Brian Tracy, he got this quote, it's called "Eat the frog first." Eat the frog first means doing the most important task early in the day. When you first wake up, that's when your mental capacity is at its peak. So you want to do the hardest assignment in the beginning of the day. As soon as you wake up, I started writing on my dissertation. I wake my kids up around like 6. I was waking up around 4:30, 5 o'clock, and I was doing my dissertation. As soon as I woke up, before I even brushed my teeth, I wake up, get out of bed, start doing my work. Turn on some motivational speeches and start doing the most important tasks in the beginning of the day. That way, I was being productive and I still had my whole day to do whatever else I wanted to do. You need to ask a question, man. You got your arm folded at me like that. You need to ask a question. Well, you need to find one. Can you find one, please? Big dog, can you ask me a question? Man, Dr. Randolph gonna took me away from my job. I'm losing money. You know, ask me some questions. Y'all get this work. You came in, you told me this wasn't even Dr. Randolph class. You need to ask me a question. Yes, I did. What's up?
For the books that you read, is it one that you would recommend for us or anyone here that's like kind of starting their journey on getting their own
I can give you a book. So in 2016, I joined a mastermind group. I started a mastermind group, and I started this mastermind group off of Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. So Think and Grow Rich, he wrote this book in early 1900s, I want to say 1911, but it's a 13-chapter book, and it gives you the steps of how to think and grow rich. And I started to implement those principles. You know, one, identifying your goal, clearly identifying your goal. If I can compare it to anything, you know, when you want to go to a destination in your car, you type it into your GPS, the GPS tell you how to get there. Same thing with writing the goal. You got to know exactly what you want. Like, if you don't know what you're going, if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you to where you don't know where you're going. But if you know exactly what you want in life, you know clearly what you want to do, you know what environment to put yourself in. You know, you want to be a physical therapist. You know, you need to come to a physical therapy program. You need to be in physical therapy classes. But if you didn't know where you were going, you just be lollygagging, waiting until you find some inspiration, find something that you want to do. But you got to know exactly, clearly what you want to do. You know, I want to be a motivational speaker. So, Doctor, please bring me to your classroom. I'll be out there talking to myself, just giving myself motivation. I talk, just any opportunities to speak, I'm gonna take full advantage of it because that's what I want to do. So I put myself in those lanes. So I apply for conferences where I can go speak. You know, so that's one of the things I got from Think and Grow Rich. Like, you put yourself in the environment that you want to be in. Yeah, great question.
Did you ever have trouble like getting out of there, like at the beginning, though? Like, were you ever a person that had trouble talking or opening up?
Yeah, in the beginning, so if anything that you want to do, you got to be willing to be bad at it first. You got to be willing to not be good. You know, when you first start out at something, you ain't gonna be good at it. You know, when I first started speaking, I was, you know, I got crooked teeth, I stutter, I got a lisp a little bit. So I had to, well, and it's something I'm still improving. But one, getting confident. You know, I started reading quotes. 90% of the people are afraid to get in front of people and talk. 90%. You know how hard it is to get somebody to get in front of a crowd of people and talk? People be breaking out in hives and stuff. So I had to, one, get through that phase of getting the nervousness. You never not get nervous, but you learn how to manage it. Then two, you learn how to speak better. You know, I'm from Atlanta. People tell me to slow down. They can't hear. And then when I go in front of white crowds, like older white people, oh, they can't. They be telling me, I would have liked your message if I understood what you were saying. I get it all the time. So, you know, you gotta be willing to be bad at something. You know, when you start playing, you know, athletes, when they first start playing football, they trash. They can't catch, they can't run, they don't know nothing about football. Then after some coaching, after some experience, they get better and better and better and better and better. As a writer, you know, you start out, my daughter, she's learning how to write right now. Her writing, you know, that's my boo-boo, but she can't write. She's 7, she don't know how to write, but she getting better. So last year from writing, she went from writing, you know, simple sentences, now she's writing paragraphs. And it take time to get better. And don't rush the process. You in first grade for a year, because it take a year to learn the skills. You in second grade for a year, because it take a year to learn the skills. So be willing to be bad at something if you really want to do it, and then continue to get better at it. Malcolm Gladwell, he has this book. That's another book, The Outliers. He has this book. I'm gonna summarize the outliers in 2 seconds. In order to be great at something, you got to commit 10,000 hours to it. So he talked about Michael Jordan. He spent 10,000 hours in the gym. That's how he became Michael Jordan. You know, the Beatles, they spent 10,000 hours playing musical songs. That's how they became the Beatles. If you want to be great at something, you got to invest 10,000 hours into it. If you do something for 10,000 hours, you're going to be good at it. You ain't got no, it's impossible to do something for 10,000 hours and not be good at it. If you want to draw, I don't know nothing about drawing, but if I start watching drawing videos, art videos, and start practicing for 10,000 hours, you're going to start producing masterpieces after a while. So, y'all ain't ask me nothing. This side, the middle, this side, it's only 3 of y'all. Y'all gotta ask something. Y'all got to.
I'm surprised you don't have anything on it. Nothing? Okay.
All right. Anybody else?
Actually,
Appreciate you, big
all
dog.
right, so how do you go about like approaching the mentor? Like, how do you, like, say for me, for example, if I wanted to interact with someone that's like a PT, how would I go about doing that?
There's a lot of different ways. One, you can YouTube it. How to find a mentor. There's a book called How to Find Mentors, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Dale Carnegie, he wrote a book called How to Win Friends and Influence People. I read that book, and there's principles in there that you wouldn't even think about. Like, if I'm talking to you, I ask you questions because I don't want to. If I'm bragging about myself, I seem arrogant and pompous. But if I start asking you questions, you're more interested in me. Using people's names when you're talking to them. You know, you talk to people. People like hearing their name. That's one of the people love hearing their name. Just little small little tips. But I ask people all the time, can I take you out to eat? Can I treat you to coffee? Hey, what you doing? You know, and it might start out just asking them a simple question. You might ask them, you might find the interest that they do. You just ask them a simple question. Can I follow up with you about that? And sometimes over time, it's just a natural mentorship, mentee relationship develops. But you also want to show that you're not gonna waste their time. You know, so people who I ask for mentors, I make sure I approach them in a polished manner. I treat them with respect. Let them know that I'm willing to serve. I done had mentors where mastered the art of butt kissing. I done bought people lunch and clean their car and fill it, just anything that kind of takes something off their plate, just so I can get a conversation with you. Right now y'all pay thousands of dollars to get some knowledge, from FAMU. So if I was to sit down with somebody who's gonna give me some life-changing information, I could treat you to a $5 cup of coffee to get some life-changing information. You ask good questions. You don't ask, you don't ask Googleable questions. Don't ask questions that you can Google. You want to ask questions that show that I done did my research. Now I need some holes to fill in, and I'm coming to you for guidance and wisdom. Like, help me. How can I get to where you are? You feel me? And then, T.I., I was watching T.I. last night. T.I. was like, if people come up to him and ask him to freestyle, he don't want to see that. That's not what impresses him. He want to see that you done invested into your craft already. He want to see that you already done shown interest in being successful. That you done recorded your stuff, you got videos out, you done worked on building your fan base up. And now, I don't even have to find you. You don't have to find me. Now I'm looking for you to mentor you and showing you how to get better at it. So, you want to show interest in your craft. Show that that you're serious about what you want to do. If you ain't got no portfolio, it's kind of hard for a mentor to give you some guidance if you don't have nothing to work with. So you want to kind of give them something to work with.
I'd like to interject, Dr. Standifer. Another thing that you can do is ask people who are in the field that you're trying to go through, or whatever you're trying to become efficient or expert in. We'll use PT for example. If you know a PT, say you're looking for a black male mentor. Hey, do you know anybody? I always say that look like me because I be trying to be politically correct. Do you know anybody who look like me that might be able to mentor me through this process of, if you want a student? Hey, Dr. Reynolds, do you know any students on the 3rd floor that would be willing to mentor me to show me how they got to where they got to? If you're trying to, what are some hobbies that you can turn into a dollar? Some of y'all got some side hustles. What are they? Yes, ma'am.
Hair.
You do hair. So, Dr. Randolph, do you know any skilled beauticians that maybe I can learn some tips and tricks that would be willing to talk to me? What's your side hustle? Same thing? Baking. Hey, Dr. Randolph, do you know any bakers? Do you know any event planners? Do you know any, people who do weddings, birthdays, whatever, that you can connect me to? That would help me sharpen my tools in baking. Not to say just me, but anybody that any older seasoned person, sometimes young people know. You don't have to just go out on your own and try to do it all by yourself. Y'all got all these people here, and that's why I keep trying to tell y'all have to use your resources.
The social media era, we be on elevators with people who probably can change our life, and we on our phone, we're not talking to people. Like, when I get on the elevator, I say, speak to people. Hey, I saw you as X, Y, and Z. Now you got an introduction. It's real easy to just introduce yourself to people. But we become so antisocial now. Like, we be on the elevators. It's weird. It's really weird to me because I remember a time when cell phones didn't exist. But we be on like in a room and nobody speaks to nobody because we consume with our cell phone. That's weird to me, but it's the norm now. And then your network is your network. But it's a caveat to that. Like, it's not about who you know. And it's not about who knows you. It's about what they know about you and if they like you. Like, it's really about making connections with people who, I know you got a skill set in this. I want to mentor, people like to mentor people with potential. So you want to show that you got potential. Fan, you taught me that too. Fan, you taught me that. You're going to be friends with these people that you meet. You're going to be friends with these people, some of these people for the rest of your life. You're going to know these people for a long time. So you want to make friends and get associated with quality people who will be able to serve as a mentor. Dr. Randall got some great pointers like, find your niche and ask for help in that niche. Tallahassee is a college town, so the people who are established in Tallahassee, they wanna help. They wanna help. People. If you want to be a lawyer, all these lawyers in Tallahassee, you'll find somebody who want to show you how to become a great lawyer. It's all these lawyers, all these law firms in Tallahassee. Just go to your niche and ask them. It's a whole bunch of black-owned businesses. I know some amazing bakers that you can go up to. You might know the baking side, but you might need help in learning the business side of baking. Ask them how to.
I was just thinking she can go right down there to Jennifer Young.
There's people out here who would love to help you. Yeah, I didn't know how to cook when my daughter was born. When her mother, we found out that she was pregnant, I didn't know how to cook and I didn't have a job. So I used to go to Cassandra's, it's a restaurant, a soul food restaurant, and I used to go in there and beg that man for a job. That man would never hire me, but I used to go back there and I like, let me just cook. Let me just show you how willing I am willing to learn. Like, this is my audition period. So I went back there. He never hired me. He only paid me. He said, listen, I'm not paying you. You don't work here, but you come back here and learn how to cook. So I was like, cool, I'm gonna show him and impress him. He never hired me, but I learned how to cook. I'm back there working with the cook. I know how to, they cook fried chicken, fried pork chop, collard green, macaroni and cheese, all this stuff. Now I can cook my own Thanksgiving dinner, the whole meal successfully, just by going into this restaurant and working for this man for free. Sometimes you gotta be willing to serve, be willing to do things for free and not get compensated for it, just to learn the skills, just to shadow people. To me, I use it as a class. Like, I can sit here and you Google and YouTube how to cook some food, but that's not hands-on experience. I learn better by being in the kitchen, seeing what you do. I can ask questions. I'm asking specific questions. He making cornbread, making Jeffrey cornbread. He putting oil in the cornbread. Why you put oil in the cornbread? Why you got eggs in there? Why you got sugar in there? Like, all this different, specific questions that I can ask that made me a better cook. So, you be willing to serve, be willing to talk to people, be willing to ask, how can I get in your circle? Yeah. Y'all see the questions that we asking, they transfer. I see. I'm gonna come back to you. What's up?
So a lot of people be having like jobs and stuff like that going on, like and student athletes. And you said you had like awards and all that. So how did you like get to like college, like with all that going on?
I think it's very important to learn some time management skills. Feel me? Like writing a schedule out. Your money is stronger when you manage your money, right? If you don't manage your money, you spend stuff. You're like, man, where my money go? But if you give $1, if you give everything that you know exactly where your money going, it's stronger. You know what to do with it. Same thing with your time. Your time is stronger when you manage your time. So if you put yourself on a schedule, I started using schedules and it changed my life. I was forgetting dates and stuff until I started putting everything on the schedule. Well, I can't do that. I got an obligation that day. I know I need to be here at this specific time. So put your stuff especially if you got a lot going on. So you're a student athlete. You need to put all your obligations in the schedule. You need to wake up. So tomorrow is what's the day? Tuesday. Today Tuesday, tomorrow Wednesday. Tonight I'm writing my to-do list for Wednesday. So I know exactly what I need to be doing from wake up at 6, I leave my house at 6:45, drop my kids off, they need to be at school by 7:15. I get to work by 8. I know exactly what I'm doing, within a time frame. And if I'm off, I know I'm off because my schedule tells me I'm off. So you want to utilize the schedule. So if you put all your sporting events on there, put your school events on there, so you know what you're doing at each time. You know when you got gaps, you know when you got free time, and so when you can identify free time, you can identify things to do in those free time. So you're really managing your time. You'd be surprised how many times people let 24 hours go by and we don't get nothing done, but we think we're busy. I like that. I see a lot of times everybody busy, but don't nothing get done. How you so busy you ain't never getting that done? I be so busy. I gotta watch my TV show. I gotta watch, Insecure on. It's really crazy how, we got cell phones, we got smartphones, we be on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We binge watch television. We talk to our friends, but we're busy. Sometimes it's okay to I used to delete the apps off my phone. I used to delete Facebook, Instagram off my phone. I can't be on it right now. This is not a period for me socializing. This is a period for me grinding. My son, he said, Daddy, the TV don't work. I just bought a TV. I ain't had no TV in my house for 4 years. I just bought one. My kids, they want to watch stuff. I bought them one. He said, Daddy, the TV don't work. I had unplugged it and hit the cord. So I want them to get addicted to it. Y'all need to learn how to be productive without the TV. So sometimes turn off the TV. It'd be as simple as turning off the TV. It'd be as simple as deleting Instagram off your cell phone so you can use that time to be productive. All right, that's up. What's up? You been
I know
nice.
you talked about networking, but like, what specific steps did you take to put yourself out there for yourself?
You really gotta identify like your personal style. Like I'm an introvert. Like I'm an introvert person, but I love talking to people. It's weird. Sometimes I might walk around, I might go around just so I can avoid talking to people sometimes. But then also I gotta push myself. Let me go talk to people, and I always talk to people with greet people, like literally ask them, good morning, how you doing? Speaking to people. You'd be surprised how many times you get on the elevator with people and don't even say good morning. You know, it happens a lot. Now, in 2022, you get on the elevator, people got their headphones in, people don't say good morning to people. Or people, how you doing? I go by people's office, knock on their door just to say, hey, how you doing? I just came by to say hey. You'd be surprised. Y'all grown, you know, I learned this from, when grandparents would say, you don't call me no more. They be sitting around waiting on you to call them. So it's your professors. When I go back and talk to my old professors, they be excited. Hey, Derrick, I ain't talked to you forever. They be excited to see you. You'd be surprised. How many times y'all done went to somebody just to say hey to them and they gave you some money? Hey, all I had to do was go say hey to them. Y'all, my mama, she passed away. I put Mother's Day cards in the mail every month. I send like 50 Mother's Day cards and I don't do it to get compensation. But every time I do it, somebody say, what's your cash out so I can send you some money every time I do it. Now, then that's not the reason I do it, but people love to get checked on. They just love to show, hey, I was just thinking about you. I was just calling to say hey, a text message. I was just calling to say hey, checking in to see how you doing. Hope all is well. I mean, if somebody experienced a surgery or, celebrate the other one, let them know. Be personable with them, not just on social media, but reach out to them and mentor people. People really appreciate that. With Dr. Jackson, y'all might not know Dr. David Jackson, but he used to be the dean of graduate studies, and he's the one who gave me my job. He the one paid for my degrees. I'm grateful for Dr. Jackson. But when I was in Atlanta, I used to reach out to him just to check in. Hey, Dr. Jackson, just check in and see what's up. How you doing? So when I came back to Tallahassee, he opened the door. He gave me a job. He gave me a scholarship. If I need a letter of recommendation, I just kind of keep the lines of communication open. Every now and then check in. It ain't got to be every day, but birthdays, he a Father's Day, Christmas, holidays, those are busy moments where you need to be reaching out to people, letting everybody know that you're thinking about them, that they on your mind, and you don't want nothing from them. I've reached out to people just to say, hey, so when I ask them for something, they always be like, well, you don't never ask, I can help you out. So yeah, you gotta learn that those are skill sets. Read books like that though. It's books called How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's books out there that really show you, it's systems to making friends and to getting mentors and getting people to like you and stuff like that. What's up, King?
I'm saying, so like, what flipped your switch? Cause like, I see right now, like, you look real motivated. So like, back then, what really motivated you, like, to get me right now?
This ain't no facade. This ain't no look. I'm real motivated, for real. I wake up motivated. I go to sleep motivated. And the thing that flipped the switch for me, and it's not no overnight phenomenon. I don't want to make it seem like it's an overnight phenomenon. I really had to change my mindset. When I started listening to motivational speeches on a daily basis, I can't tell you how me without motivational speeches, I still would have been a dropout. I probably would have been, I don't know what I would have been doing right now, but I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now if it had not been for motivational speeches. Because I didn't think it was possible for me. When you listen to motivational speeches, you hear stories of T.D. Jakes before he became T.D. Jakes. Damn, for real? You did that, you now here? I can do it. You need some examples of people saying, I was here, I climbed a mountain, I stayed consistent in climbing the mountain, and now I'm here. You really need people like that to show you that you can start from. I grew up in Atlanta on Calmerton and Stanton Road. My mama didn't graduate from high school. Nobody, still to this day, nobody in my family graduated from high school. But I noticed, I was listening to motivational speeches every day. Every single day, every day I listened to motivational speeches. I was getting mentors. When you get people in your life that you want to make proud, you want to make them proud. You want to make them proud. Like, I love calling my mentors and letting them know, hey, I just defended my dissertation. I like the feeling that they say, I'm proud of you. So I want to keep making them proud. So you get people in your life you want to make proud. Listen to motivational speeches, renew your mind. Sometimes, I asked y'all the question, how many people want to be successful? But sometimes our subconscious mind don't believe that we can be successful. Like, we place limitations on ourselves. Like, if anything happens, let's say Dr. Randolph tripping and she started giving everybody bad grades and, God, Dr. Randolph, why you tripping? God, leave. And you start to feel discouraged and you're like, man, she an obstacle, but I'm gonna let her stop me. Then you got other people who are like, shit, I'm gonna kiss her butt, I'm gonna yes ma'am her to death until she know that I'm serious about, sometimes you need renewed mind, for real. Put yourself in positive environments, and you're gonna start to think positive about yourself for real, for real.
And the couple.
And yup, I'm glad you said that. I got friends who I grew up with that I'm not friends with no more because they not driven. I got friends, I can't talk to you, bro. I love myself too much to be your friend, and I hate it, but you stand in the same spot. I got friends, I go back to Atlanta, they still doing the same thing we was doing in high school. If you associate yourself with people who still doing the same thing, you still gonna be doing the same thing. You gotta associate with people who wanna get better. Everybody in my friendship, they trying to get rich, they trying to get better. And by default, I'm their friend. I'm chasing them, I'm following in their path. So it's people I just don't associate with. I dap them up and say hey to them, but I keep my distance from them if they always negative, if they always talking about crazy about people. You're an average of the people that you surround yourself with. If you want to be successful, you need to find some successful friends. So I got some boring, old, successful friends. I'm trying to get right. I'm trying to take care of I want my kids to ask me for stuff, and I'll be able to go ahead, he go my car, baby, go get what you want. That's what I want. So I'm starting to associate myself with people who live that lifestyle, so they can tell me how to get there. Yes, ma'am.
How do you choose your motivation, like, day by day?
Really based off what you like, and then sometimes, what's your favorite food? Like my favorite food probably, shrimp, right? Fried shrimp, something like that. But I don't want to eat shrimp every day. So I got a variety of people, but it really depends on, like, if I'm in the gym, I'm listening to high energy motivational speeches. Every time it's Steve Harvey, Kevin Hart, Big Sean. He's a rapper, he's a motivational speaker. Big Sean be rapping in parables. And find people in your niche, like, you doing hair. I know it's women out there on Instagram who post motivational videos about them how I'm doing hair. I know it's out there. So I really just find my niche. This Les Brown, I know Les Brown from Miami. He grew up poor. I love Les Brown's story. He got this story about, I love Les Brown's story. I just find my favorite ones. Then two, I switch it up too, because sometimes I get tired of Les Brown. I'm tired of listening to Les Brown. I'm tired of listening to Steve Harvey. I want to listen to somebody who I ain't never listened to before. So I find different ones, find new ones. Yeah. I think that's our question yet.
I think some people
All right.
have
I like to put people on the spot like a Dalmatian. I'll call you out. But y'all be great like the ladies, be blessed like the sneeze. Thank y'all for allowing me the time to share the time, space, and energy with y'all. Yeah.
Awesome. So,